Hey, what's up everyone? Well, it's my favorite time of year for this Chinese cork bark elm, and so today I'm going to go through some of the things that I do at this time of year and share with you guys a couple of different scenarios. All right, well first let me give this a little bit of a spin here. I don't know how well it'll show up on video, but the colors in the leaves are variable. It's probably at about peak right now, and then the leaves will start browning and falling off. So what I like to do initially is, because in late summer I have a tendency to just sort of let deciduous grow without really pruning them back. There are some shoots on here, and so the first step I'm going to take is just sort of clean up the silhouette here and trim back some of the shoots that are poking out so that I can get a good picture of the tree in fall foliage. All right, so that's step one. And before I go any further, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup of the soil surface, as well as put the surface that I usually use for shooting nice photos down. And the reason for that is that I actually want to show some of the leaves that are up here having fallen on that surface as part of the photo that I'm going to take. All right, so all set up, and at this point the tree looks a little bit shaggy, so I think I'm going to pull off some of the leaves and see when I get to the point where the tree kind of has a little sort of a lacy feeling, where some of the leaves are on the ground and some of the leaves are still on the tree. Now the first thing I can do is maybe just bang the table. But that's probably not going to work the way I want. So I'm just going to pick off some leaves here, particularly the ones that are dangling down, so that you can see the structure of the branches a little bit better. And so that means particularly on the outside and the underneath, that we're just going to pull off a few of these leaves to enhance the look. All right, well, hopefully that's a little better. As you can see, this is just sort of an exercise in fun. It has nothing to do really with the health of the tree or anything. These leaves are going to fall off anyway, and if I had a windstorm, they would all be blown off. So getting the opportunity to pick off the ones that are dangling and clean up the tree so that you can kind of see it is really just for the purposes of taking a photo. So let's take a photo and see what it looks like now. All right, well, that looks a lot more interesting. And if I was going to If I wanted to enjoy the fall foliage as it is for a few more days, I might just stop here and let the tree be. I took, as you saw, the photo, and now I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to pull off some more leaves so that more of the structure is visible and see if I can improve it even more. All right, let's take another photo and see what that looks like. And if I was going to be participating in a show like next year's Pacific Bonsai Expo that's happening at the Bridge Yard in the John G. Sutter Regional Shoreline Park in Oakland, California, sponsored by myself and Jonas, this is probably what I would want the tree to look like. Unfortunately, the show is about 10 days ago next year. In other words, this tree is about 10 days late for peak fall color. So unless the weather changes, it wouldn't necessarily be the most colorful tree for that particular weekend. But that's not going to stop me from pulling the rest of the leaves off, using the photos as it is now and the photo after I've pulled all the leaves off as sort of a basis for entering the tree into the show, or at least trying, since I'm not actually in charge of which trees are in the show. All right, well, this would be the point if this was a fruitless mulberry and I was 12 years old, that my mom would be telling me that I have to rake the yard. Let's take another photo and see what it looks like. All right, well, at this point, I think we've transitioned mostly into winter. And the great thing is that as the more leaves you remove, the more you get to really appreciate the structure. And just leaving a few leaves lets you also appreciate some of that fleeting glimpse of fall color that maybe you remember from going to the Northeast if you live in California, or maybe if you live in the Northeast, you get it every year. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of the leaves so that I can actually look at the structure of the plant, do an additional pruning, and then take some more pictures for purposes of entering it into the show. Time to clean it up with the leaf blower. All right, well, that's about it for now. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple more photos of the tree from different angles and a couple of videos probably. If you have a tree that you want to enter in the Pacific Bonsai Expo, I would encourage you to go through the same process. Take some pictures of the tree in fall foliage if it hasn't already fallen off, and then get some winter silhouette images of your deciduous trees for your submission so that the jury can really tell what the structure of the tree is, both with, with leaf and without, basically. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.